Hello, my name is Caitlin Bell, and I'm from a small town called Flint in Michigan, and I will be talking to you guys and educating you guys on what's been happening lately in the news about Flint. So, let's get started. Okay, so Flint was already kind of struggling, first of all, like to begin with. There were already kind of 40% of the citizens in Flint were in poverty or are in poverty. Um, so I guess to like sum that up is it was a bankrupt city trying to save money, and by doing that, they they um they stopped buying drinking water from Detroit because Detroit charged Flint with $21 million, and Flint did not like that very much. So Flint joined a new countywide water treatment system. But the thing about that was the system was not fully built yet, so they couldn't do that. So then they the city began using treated water from the Flint River. Unfortunately, the river water was corrosive, and Flint failed to properly treat the water, and the state failed to properly test it also. So not a good start to that. So the lead from the city's pipes began leaching into the drinking water. So in parts of Flint, many families and children have been drinking the water, and the percentage of children with high levels of lead in their blood doubled after the switch. So I just find that kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of like already suspicious about that. And so what the lead did to the children, or what it does to your brain, it stops your brain from developing farther. Like the lead damages children's developing brains, and it gives them lifelong effects on your brain and your nervous systems. It also, the children are now suffering mental problems. The kids are now held back like 5 years. So, if a kid was 10 years old, their IQ was lowered to like a 5-year-old. So not very good at all. So that's kind of the big problem of the picture, is that many of the children are now poisoned, and they have these lifelong effects on their brains, and which is not good because these children are our future, and it's just So anyways, the city. So who was involved? Of course, the citizens, the residents of Flint are involved because there has also been many complaints about this whole thing. So many complaints have been happening. The mayor of Michigan he is trying to solve the problem by he's trying to switch the lead pipes into copper pipes. But again, that cost a lot, $55 million to replace that. And so the situation taking place is, of course, Flint, Michigan. Why is this event important? This event is important because, again, so many kids and children are now poisoned. This is very, very important because these children, again, are our future. And not just like the children, it's also adults, but these kids have lifelong. I think that the adults can get back to rhythm, but the children, they have lifelong effects on their brain and nervous systems. So the city the mayor of Michigan, he is trying to, by trying to progress of what's happening right now, he's giving water filters to remove lead to the residents. That's not very I guess it has worked a little bit, but the people are still very paranoid, is what I read. They're very paranoid of what, of the whole thing still. So, I would too. Again, the city hopes to begin new pipes, but again, that's going to take a lot of money to do that. And, yes, so... And, also, not just this city, Flint City, with lead pipes, it's also many cities around the country there has been more miscarriages, infant deaths, and more convulsive disorders, which I think is very interesting. That just kind of gives you an idea of what else lead does to you, too. So, the good thing is, city switched back to Detroit's water. Again, the people are very paranoid to drink the water, so they're stocking up on bottled water instead. So, yeah, that's about what's been happening in Flint right now, and I will be filming a resident next. I'll be filming him and asking him some questions and what his opinion will be, or what his opinion is on what's going on right now. So, stay tuned. Hello, this is Kyle Bell. He is a resident of Flint, Michigan. I have some questions I need to ask you. What is your opinion on the lead poisoning in Flint, Michigan?
I think it's pretty messed up that the government or the state didn't know about the lead beforehand and let it get that bad.
Yeah.
Poisoning the people.
What would you do differently to stop this?
I would have checked beforehand and kept good tabs on the water treatment so we knew how safe it was.
Okay. What do you think, or how do you feel about the people being poisoned? Like the children are poisoned, and now the children have lifelong effects of suffering.
As a parent, I'd be very upset to know that my kid I had no idea that my kid was getting poisoned, and neither did they. And now they're got long-term effects, which really sucks.
Okay. And if you had a family in Flint, how would you deal with your kids being poisoned? Like, would you move out of the country? I mean, not country. Would you move out of the state?
I'd move out of the county to safer water, but...
What if you didn't have enough money to move out of the state?
Well, then I'd have to save up money to buy store-bought water,
okay.
Which there is water coming in from a lot of fundraisers and charities.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yep.
There you go. All right. That was Kyle Bell, and he was resident of Flint, Michigan. Thank you, Kyle Bell. Next, I will be asking another citizen on how she feels about the lead poisoning in Michigan. Stay tuned. Hello, this is Natalie Smith from Flint, and I'll be asking her a few questions. So, Natalie, what is your opinion about what happened in Flint?
My opinion is that this is a human tragedy that could have been avoided. Something, as a resident of Flint, Michigan, of 20 years, this is the most horrific thing that has happened to the residents and us.
Okay. What would you have done differently?
If I were an active member of the Water Council or the Water Board, I would have cut our budgets in a different way. They did this because they wanted to cut the budgets and decrease the money going out. But instead of taking away and diverting our water, I would have done in a different way. I would have done it. I would have cut our budgets in a different way.
Mhm.
Obviously,
Yeah.
not something that would have been so detrimental.
Okay. What do you think, or how do you feel about people being poisoned and children?
I feel horrible about that. This is something that could have been avoided. It's not like this was a by nature, a catastrophe by nature, but this is something that we knew about, they knew about, and they still did it anyway, knowing that this could have been a bad situation, which it has been.
Okay. What do you think state officials should do to resolve the problem, or should have done to resolve the problem?
I think that, again, the state officials could have maybe just got together, thought about it a little bit more, and cut the budgets in a different way. We were already bankrupt. Our city is in poor shape and in bad shape. But to take something and cut the budget on something that we need every day and that will have long-lasting effects on us and poison our bodies, that was the wrongdoing.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, Natalie, and have a good day.
You're welcome.
All right. So Flint is in a very bad situation right now, and I think that we should be focusing on them more to make sure this doesn't happen again, and realizing what it's done to the people. And in my opinion, I think that it should never happen in the first place, but it did, and look where that led us. And I thank you again for watching my video, and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.